Hello and welcome to another episode of Chefs and Showhomes. I'm your host, Kristen Reed, and today we are in Fairways West at Century Homes Showhome. We have three representatives to show us around today. We have Ray, Justine, and Jerrod, who will tell us a little bit more about their homes. And then we also have Keenan from Bodega to teach us a recipe. So thanks for joining us today, Keenan.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect. And so now I made a special request for this recipe today because it's one of my favorites. So can you tell me what we're cooking?
So today we're going to be cooking the coconut curry mussels from Bodega. It's on the menu at Bodega. So.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started then. What have we got here?
So to start off, we have our mussels. We have butter, shallots, garlic, cilantro, coconut milk, some curry paste, and then we just have some focaccia.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So are we chopping this up?
Yeah, so we're going to start by chopping up the garlic and the shallots.
Okay, did you want me to do that? Are you doing that?
Do you want to start with the shallots?
Sure. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any special way to do it?
So take the ends off. There you go.
And this too?
Yep. And then you want to slice it in half.
Okay.
It's easier. There you go. And then just, we're just going to peel it off right here. We only need about half of one anyways. So
okay.
That'll be all right.
Over here?
Yeah. Put that off to the side. And then if you want to just slice it kind of thin.
I'll let you do the magic there.
Okay, we can do that. And we're just gonna chop this up real quick.
All right, and so now how long have you been at Bodega for?
I've been at Bodega for a year since the reopen.
Okay.
Anniversary was August 7th.
Okay.
That was our relaunch. So yeah, it's been great.
And now Bodega's changed a little bit since you guys reopened.
Yeah, we wanted to just kind of update it and bring it back and make it relevant again. So we've kind of done some different things. We've rebranded, we dropped the law, as a lot of people know. I mean, it's still stuck in a lot of people's heads, but I mean, it's been good. It's been a good change. We've done a lot of upgrades and new paints, little new furniture, changed the menu. Yeah, updated the menu, kept some of the favorites just because we knew people were going to want the favorites. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we just updated cocktail menus, updated wine lists, new programs and stuff too. We brought in like a hip hop brunch on Saturdays. We brought in a hookah night on Wednesdays, buckashuck oyster on Thursdays. So we have a lot of things going on throughout the week, every week, just to kind of keep it new and fresh and get people to come out at a different time and see kind of what it's all about and try and get new faces into the building and not just the old clientele. So
right, and lots of DJs too. So there's always really good vibes going on. It's great if you're going out with some friends or on a date night. It's always been kind of one of those date night places.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the best date night in the city according to Prairie Dog magazine. So
that's right. You guys won the award for that.
Yeah, we won the award for that one. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a cozy spot. The patios are beautiful. We have the 3 patios, and you can't go wrong with sitting on the treehouse patio.
Yeah.
So that's always great, especially when it's hot out. It's really hot up there.
Yeah.
So it's nice. We got the sangria, we got wine, we got awesome cocktails.
Yeah.
We got good food. So what more could you want?
Yeah, and good vibes. It does turn up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, busy late nights. So.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have to chop any of this stuff up?
Yeah. Do you want to just give a rough chop to the cilantro?
Okay. Like how much of this?
Yeah, you do the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah, why not?
Less is more.
All right.
Let me tell Michelle.
All right.
No, do you want all of it? Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I'll follow the rules.
We won't use it all. We'll just chop it up.
Do you want it more?
Perfect. No, that's good. Okay. That's perfect. Yeah. Okay. We don't want it too broken down. Otherwise, we're gonna lose a bunch of it in the sauce. So.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna add this at the end of the sauce, so we keep the flavor with it.
Okay. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah.
And so, is there anything else that we need to do for prep work?
No, we're pretty much ready to saute. This is a pretty easy, simple dish. We sell a lot of these at the restaurant. I go through probably about 60 pounds of mussels a week.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. All right, so should we move this over then?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
All right, so So for the coconut curry mussels, so we're gonna start with our butter, then our shallots, our garlic, then we're gonna add our curry paste, our coconut milk, and then we're gonna add some heavy cream and our mussels to simmer, and then we're gonna finish with our cilantro.
Perfect.
Awesome. So, to start, we're gonna add a couple cubes of butter.
And now what temperature are you cooking this at?
Well, not that high. Turn this down a little bit.
Sometimes a little tricky getting to know a new stove.
Yeah, we just want to melt our butter, but we don't want to brown it at all. Just want to melt it so then we can saute our shallots in there and get them translucent.
Okay.
So we're gonna add our shallots in there. Go. I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit more. There we go. So we're just gonna saute those off real quick. And then we're gonna add our garlic. Oh, that got really fast. It's fine.
Now, did you ever want to add more butter to this, or do you want it to kind of burn off a little bit?
We're gonna add just one more cube, just to
more.
kind of help it, just because I had that too hot at the start.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what cooking's about.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, like, how long does it usually take to cook mussels?
Honestly, pretty quick. It's about 7 minutes, I'd say,
Okay.
to finish steaming them. So not long at all. They're super simple. Everybody always gets scared about seafood and everything like that. But seafood's really easy to cook. It's more of, oh, sorry, I'm gonna add the curry paste now.
Okay.
So we're gonna add the curry paste to that. And we're also gonna add the coconut milk, and then we're gonna kind of break down the curry paste with the coconut milk and make almost a paste with it.
Okay.
Just so then you don't have big clumps of curry paste in your sauce. Yeah, everybody always gets scared about cooking seafood and mussels and everything, but it's really easy. It's just more trying not to overcook it is the big thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that's always scared to try that stuff at home.
Yeah, I mean, once your mussels are popped open, you're good to go.
And I guess sourcing the ingredients as well, right? So where do you guys get your mussels from?
I actually get mine from Centennial, so they're PEI mussels.
Okay.
And we actually we go through so many that I had to switch over to frozen, which is sad to say. I don't know if I needed to say that, but whatever.
I can edit.
All right. And so, yeah, we go through about 60 pounds of mussels at the restaurant a week.
Wow.
Yeah, we go through a lot of mussels. I mean, every order is a pound, so that's about 60 orders each. So, and then now I'm just gonna add some heavy cream to this. So a good amount of heavy cream. That's what's gonna build our sauce.
Okay, and if you had to guess, how much cream did you say? Would you add that whole liter?
No, God, no.
Okay.
Probably about 5 to 6 ounces,
Okay.
I would say. And now we're just gonna turn this up and bring it to a simmer. And then you still want to stir. You just want to break down all that curry paste so you don't get a big chunk of it, because that is not appetizing whatsoever.
Yeah. And now do you add the mussels to that sauce and that's how you steam them?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna bring this up to a simmer.
Okay.
And then we're gonna, once it's up to a simmer, we're gonna add our mussels to it, and then we're just gonna slowly simmer them until they're nice and cooked, and we'll be done.
Okay, perfect. Now back to the mussels. If I were to go to the grocery store and just buy mussels, is there certain things that I should be looking for, a certain area that they should come from, or?
I mean, PEI honestly makes the best mussels.
Okay.
And Sobeys and Costco, I find, have the best ones. They come in these nice little vacuum packs, or they're kind of containers, and they're all ready to go kind of thing. So the biggest thing is you want to make sure that they're closed, and if they are open, you give them a little tap and they close down.
Okay.
So when you do that, that just shows that they're alive.
Oh.
So what they do with that, the packaging too, sometimes they use a gas to make them sleep, so they can last a little bit longer. So yeah, you just give them a little tap and they're good. And then just when you cook them, if one doesn't open, you just throw it out and don't eat it. So super easy to cook. As soon as they're all popped open and they're like wide open, you're good to go.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Oh, good.
So we're simmering now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add all our mussels and a little bit of our broth too from the mussels.
Okay, well now would that be the broth that they come in?
It's kind of their own natural juice.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll like expel their own juice. So these ones are pre-cooked just for ease of sake. And turn that up a little bit.
Okay.
So, and they kind of expel their own natural juice, and that's honestly what gives that really good flavor to the broth.
Okay.
It's kind of the secret with mussels. Like, you want just an easy basic sauce and then let the mussels do the talking. So,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. All right, so we'll just let these simmer then?
Yeah.
For how long do you think?
Probably about 5 to 6 minutes. We'll let
Okay.
these simmer until they're all heated through and cooked and wide open, and then we'll be ready to eat.
Awesome, great. Well, I'm gonna go and meet Ray, and he's gonna start the house tour and tell us a little bit more about what's going on with Century West. So we'll meet you back here in a few.
Sounds good.
So we are going to start this home tour off in the backyard. So we are just backing Joanne Goulet Golf Course and battling a little bit of this prairie wind. But I have Ray here from Century West. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit more about Century West and the history?
Yeah, Century West Homes has been around for about 20 years. It's part of a really large entity with Walker Projects, which is an engineering company, all under the same roof. We've also got Century West Construction and Century West Rentals and Restoration. So we're a part of a big, strong company that leans on each other and complements each other and makes everyone better.
And now lots and areas, what kind of neighborhoods are you guys in?
So we're in almost every neighborhood. We've got the lot right next door here in Fairways West. It's a nice walkout backing Joanne Goulet. We've got another lot just down the street, and then we've got lots in Harbor Landing. Lately we've been in the creeks quite a bit.
Okay.
And also the greens.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot right on Albert Street too that we're building the house right next door, so we thought we'd pick up the lot right next to it, and it'll be a nice infill opportunity for somebody.
Yeah, I saw that. And so now, do you guys do a lot of infills, or was this just kind of a one-off?
I would say it's more of a one-off, but I think that we see it going that way, and we want to be ahead of it and a part of it.
Okay. And now tell me a little bit more about lot selection. How do you guys determine where you want to build or how your homes are going to fit on certain lots?
Before you can start the design process, you're obviously going to look at the lot and make sure that we can build the right house for that piece of land.
And now, do you only do larger custom homes, or do you do, your standard spec homes?
The focus is definitely on that high-end custom home. That said, we can do pretty much whatever the client wants to within reason. But I would say that if we were gonna make our stamp, it's definitely going to be on that high-end custom home.
Okay, perfect. And now, what are some things that clients should think about before they start building, or like what does that process look like?
Well, the more information that we can get, the better. Because I mean, with anything, if we can understand the client's goals and dreams, then we have the best chance of making that happen if we know exactly what they want.
For sure. And now, in the initial sit-downs with the clients, do you have certain timelines that you take to really define what those goals are, or what does that sales process look like?
It doesn't happen overnight. It's by the time we sign the contract, we're probably another 4 to 6 weeks in getting designs and permits and all those types of things.
Okay, and then like floor plan selection, do they work with the designer? Do you guys have standard floor plans?
We don't really have that standard floor plan. It's more start with a blank sheet of paper, and it's definitely not starting from scratch every time, because we've got a lot of experience and history to draw from. But we like to just give that client the design questionnaire and build what they want from that.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, it sounds like they have a lot of options and that you guys have a lot of experience. If you're not already following Century West, make sure you do that on social media, and you guys have a website as well?
Yeah, we do. It's always my goal to display and show off and introduce our strong and management team, and you're going to get to meet Justine and Jerrod in the next couple of segments, and you'll see that they're very passionate and talented and knowledgeable and experienced, and hopefully this is just a sneak preview before you can meet them in person.
Perfect. Well, thanks for being here today to give us all of this information. And if you want to check out Century West, either visit their show homes or their website. And it sounds like you're in good hands. So if you want to build with Century West, I think that's a good option. So we're going to go inside and talk to Jerrod, and he'll tell us a little bit more about their homes and how they come to be. Right, so we are in Century West's beautiful walkout basement that backs the golf course. There's a ton of entertaining space as well as room to just chill down here. And lucky for us, we have Jerrod from Century West just to tell us a little bit more about their homes and the construction process. So, how are you doing?
Good. Good.
Good. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me a little bit more about your role with Century West?
I'm actually the project manager, I guess, kind of / site supervisor too. I'm in charge of looking after all the trades, scheduling all the trades, as well as helping our guys on site to make sure that all the details and the fine details are being met and they're implemented into the house according to what the homeowners are needing or wanting.
Perfect. And so now, how long have you been with them?
I've been with them for 8 years now, almost 8.5, going on 9. I am also, I've been doing this since out of high school.
Okay.
So I've been doing it almost 18 years. I am a journeyman carpenter by trade, so I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of years experience backing me.
Perfect, yeah. And so you basically understand everything from the start of the build all the way to the finish.
That's right. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. And I schedule it right from staking to digging to foundation, all the way to interior doors, baseboard, trims, all that. I order all the doors, trims, take care of trying to make sure that we stay on budget and timelines, and it's a challenge, but
right.
It's good.
Very important, obviously, for the client building
That's
with
right.
you guys.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And so now, in what stage of the building process do they meet you?
We do a lot of walkthroughs. We probably do about 5 to 7 walkthroughs throughout the whole build. Most times we try to meet right off the hop. We like to do usually an electrical walkthrough, a finishing walkthrough after drywall to give them a sense of perception of how big their house actually is, and you see all the rooms, because it's a lot different. You can see through the studs, but once the drywall goes on, it's a completely different house.
For sure. Yeah.
So, and then it's right till right at the finishing stage, we do another walkthrough closer to the end and make sure everything's kind of where they need it and what they want. So
perfect. And now everyone's always concerned about upgrading the flooring and the countertops and all of those kinds of things, but what other upgrades or standards should people be concerned about when they're picking their builders or the finishes?
Typically our standard is kind of for trims example, it's 3-inch casing, 4-inch baseboard. You do have the option to go to a 6-inch baseboard with a 4-inch casing with headers above your doors. We do 17-foot piles in the basement, standard all the time. You do have the option to upgrade to a structural slab if you would like in your basement to help with Regina soil conditions and stuff like that. It's always difficult, but there's that option. And it's the sky's the limit. If they want to upgrade to whatever, we'll make it happen. We work with our clients real close, so we try to give them the best opportunity to build their home that they can live in forever. So
yeah, that's great. And this house in particular has solar energy, so that's also an option too.
That absolutely, yeah. And this house, I think it's got a 3.5 kilowatt system on this house, so it does get filtered back into the panel and back into SAS power and stuff like that too. So it all works. So
helps with those efficiencies.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. And now, so what do timelines look like for building with you guys if someone were to come tomorrow into the office and say they want to build?
It varies. I mean, it all depends on the size of your house, what you're putting into the house and stuff like that. But honestly, we try to shoot for anywhere from 7 months to about 10 months,
Okay.
depending on your house size and what you're doing. And you know, and I mean, it makes everything a lot easy too. Like if everything's picked and whatever, stuff just flows. It flows really easy. So, I mean, for the most part, our clients are really good. They've got everything selected. They know what they want, and we just make it happen for them. So.
Perfect. And now, obviously, weather conditions here can sometimes be challenging. Do you guys build during the winter, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. We're 24/7 almost. 12 months of the year. Basically, yeah, throughout the winter, I mean, we look after heating our concrete. We put heat down there. We monitor it. We come with our temperature guns. We check it. We make sure we get concrete tests done so to make sure we're meeting the actual specifications of what we need. And but yeah, and it's the same thing too. We like once the frame's up and it's all closed in, same thing. We take care of the snow inside, make sure nothing's sitting inside, and get it all closed up as soon as possible.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys are very systemized and a very reputable builder to build with. So thank you so much for your time today and telling us a little bit more about you guys.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Regina is full of flavor and style. I'm Kristen Reed, your local realtor and host of Chefs and Showhomes. Get to know this amazing community through the eyes of the most talented local chefs and creative home builders. Discover the finest food and living Regina has to offer. Elevate your life, only on Access 7.
All right, so now time to plate this up and eat it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So now tell me, if someone wanted to come to Bodega, what other dishes should they try? I know this is a crowd favorite, but
Another crowd favorite is the char-grilled octopus. Super tender, super great. As
I know.
Yep. And you know what? If you really want to go all seafood out, we can do the big seafood platter.
okay, great. All right, well, thank you so much for being there, and make sure you guys head over to Bodega to try some of these mussels yourself. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're back where the magic happens in the kitchen. Keenan's finished preparing our meal, and we have Justine here to talk about some of the beautiful design elements of this home. So thanks for being here, Justine.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit more about the design concept of this house?
Well, it's very much an open concept, as you can see in the wide open area. The kitchen, dining, and living space is all very open with high ceilings, and then the bedrooms are kind of branched off from that.
Yeah, and then there's the walkout that opens up into obviously that beautiful greenery back there, the golf course. And then now you've kind of got like a rustic modern feel going on here, is that right?
And also little elements of mid-century modern are in here too. More exotic woods were used, such as the walnut for the cabinetry, hickory hardwood floors. So just a little different from the oaks and maples that you typically see in a lot of homes right now.
Yeah, and now are you finding that the woods, I feel like it's the trends are kind of warming up again. Like it was very gray and cold for a while, and now I'm starting to see some warmer woods coming back.
Yeah, I've done a lot of white and gray over the past couple of years, that's for sure. So it's definitely nice to incorporate some of these, the browns and more warmer elements within still the grays and whites.
Yeah, for sure. And now, so with clients when they want to build with Century West, you're the point person for the entire design process, is that right?
Yeah, so I actually work with them pretty much from the building process right down to the finishing selections and personalizing their homes.
Okay, and so now what does that look like? What kind of timelines are you looking at? Are you guys like on Pinterest, or how do you come up with all of these ideas and get all of the product?
Yeah, so before a hole is even dug into before any of that even happens or just lines are drawn on paper for plan, I will meet with the clients. A lot of times I'll ask for them to send me their house or their Pinterest folders so I can gravitate what sort of style they want, and then we incorporate those elements right into the design process.
Very cool. And now staging. I love how you've staged this house.
Thank you.
Do you work with the clients as well to help them stage their homes once they're in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and you mentioned before that you get a lot of the furniture local.
I try to as much as possible, yeah. And a lot of times when you're working on a show home, there's such minimal budgets to be working within, but I still think it's important to try to support local as much as we can. So.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite local businesses that people can go to?
Well, this home has a lot of father's furniture in it, so we work together to find just some more unique finishes and pieces, such as the buffet hutch, the coffee table, which you were mentioning.
That's right.
Yeah, so EQ3 is another one that we use to supply a lot of the furniture in this home too. So.
Oh, very cool. Good.
Yeah.
And now, can you tell me a little bit more about how you became a designer?
Oh, good question. Well, I always knew that I wanted to do something creative and work with people, and this just seems like a really good fit to be able to incorporate both of those things. So.
Okay, and so now you're an artist as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, tell me about your scarf.
So what I do is I create work, the artwork, and then I photograph it and get it printed onto products. So there's actually reproduction artwork of mine in this house. And then, there's everything from makeup bags, cell phone cases, like books, scarves, whatnot. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so now I'm assuming you have an Instagram account.
Yes.
And so where should people follow you?
So people can follow me at Justine Marie Studios. That's the Instagram account. And then also you can shop all of the products online as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your information.
Yeah.
And you want to dig into some of these mussels?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So thank you guys so much for being on Chefs and Show Homes again. See you next time.